Hello and welcome to a new series called Chess Odyssey, the title quest. We are going to analyze games that I've played and learn new concepts while also laughing at my mistakes. So let's get started. In this game I played a Lana system and my opponent had played, I don't know what this was, because on move 2 he blocked his bishop. I don't know what he did, why he did that, don't ask me. So far so good. In the Lana system, what white is trying to do is to make a battery with the bishop and the queen here. And another tip that I can give you is to be really careful if you are going to castle castle kingside in the London system. There are many tabs, and sometimes it could do more damage than good castling kingside. Okay, so my opponent played c5 with the intention to play c4. I've countered his move with pawn to b3. If he continued to play his idea, I could just take and I'll be really good. I'll be a pawn up and everyone is happy except him. Okay, my opponent played b5 with the intention to play c4, which is not good because I can just take here. And I do not understand why he did that. Maybe he didn't saw that I can take this pawn, but this is what I did. He pushed his pawn, so I got my bishop back. And in this position, I calculated. If he moves his pawn here, I take, he takes, I take, he takes. So I lose a bishop. So I need another piece to defend it. So I was thinking to myself, okay, what piece can I get? I can get this knight or this knight to help me. Which one is better? If I will play this knight to d2, I'll move my knight 2 times, which is not good, and I'll just undevelop it. Knight here is not good because knights on the edge of the board are like a dead piece. They do almost nothing. So it left me with the option of knight to d2. Of course, in this position I could not castle queen side because it would have been too dangerous, in my opinion. Okay, he now pushed his pawn a5. His idea was to push to a4. I think that was his idea. Again, as I said in other videos, if you can get your knight to d square, always do it, because it's a very powerful piece. Okay, now this is a small inaccuracy. You should never really push pawns in front of your king here without a good reason too. I do not have a good reason. Okay, he followed with another inaccuracy because he should have kept tension here. This is what many beginners do. They do not keep tension when they should. Sometimes, most of the time, it's better to keep tensions between pieces than to take them off. In this position, he could have tried to get another piece involved in this small attack. I could say that I think the square here was a weakness. He should have tried to exploit it more. Okay, so he took, I took back with this pawn. If I, this is not a good move because of this. So yeah, I try to keep the files closed. Again, this is a file if you don't know what a file is. And now I played g4 with the intention to play g5 and fork these two pieces. As you can see, my knight had really become handy here. As it defends this pawn, he cannot take because I take back. And doesn't, he can do this, but it doesn't really help him, does it? Okay, so in this position, he played a4. He probably thought something like, oh yeah, he's gonna, if I take, maybe he has something like this. Or he's like, oh, I can move my knight now. You have nothing. Something like that. And actually, here, this is a great move. Pawn to g5. Okay, you might wonder, doesn't he take? Yes, but I can capture back. Not with the pawn because I lose the game. Because I lose the rook. I can capture back with the knight. You might wonder why I didn't capture with the queen. Well, I get the queen of this diagonal, which the main idea in the runner system is to have this battery here. So knight takes pawn. I took a pawn here. And this is where he made a mistake, almost a blunder, like a positional one. I could have just taken here and take here. This is what happened. You might wonder why is this a blunder? Well, first of all, I'm up 2 points, like I'm up 2 pawns. Second of all, I got my pawn out here. If he takes, I could always castle and get my other rook here. And it will be a pain in the ass for him to deal with it. Okay. But this is actually what I played. Now he moved his pawn here. Well, the idea of this move was to get his bishop open and to attack my pawn and to promote it to a queen, to try to make it a queen. That was his idea, I suppose. Well, I'm going to be honest that I did not see the following sequences. I did not see that he can take my rook, and I didn't see that I can take his rook. I'm not joking. I actually did not see that. I had a blind spot, which happens from time to time, even with the best of us. I did not see that he can take my my rook here. Unfortunately, I was very afraid of this pawn maybe reaching this. So always, like, I kind of panicked it. I mean, not sure if panicked is the good word here, but I should have been more patient and consider every option that I have. I kind of rushed with this move. Like, as you can see, I only spent like 12 seconds. And I'm not losing because his king is open. And here I get, of course, he can take this or he can move. He can move his rook and use this pawn as an umbrella one. Umbrella means it's a term given to a pawn into the enemy pawn when the king hides behind it. Something like this, he offers somewhat of protection. I mean, more protection than without any pawn here. Oopsie. Spoilers. He decided to guard his bishop, and at that point I thought, wait, I can take his rook. Let me do it. I took his rook and I played queen to h7 with two intentions. This is mate, and I can take this bishop. And he made a blunder, queen d7, queen b7. There's actually a checkmate here that I did not see. You push this pawn. If he takes, you have this, and this is checkmate. I did not see that. I'm not going to lie to you. In this position, I was considering something like this maybe. If he takes, I can take back. But let me show you if he does. If he doesn't take, you again. If he plays, for example, d8, you have the same thing again. I did not spot it. So I played queen h8, which is not the best move, but is not a losing one. With the intention of he has one legal square, and I'll take here. Then I took his other bishop. He did not exchange queens, because if he will have exchanged queens, that means that he will more than surely lose the game. Okay, I gave a check with the queen. I calculated this in my mind. Oopsie, the queen takes here, and so basically my idea was like, okay, I play a check here. He can block with the pawn, or he can go somewhere here. Then I trade queens, and I try to do a fork, something like that. Maybe try to fork him or something. I was also considering something like putting the knight here. But yeah. So this is the sequence that I calculated in my mind. And I'm going to be honest, I did not take in consideration if you played d6 in this position. I could have played knight takes here, and this is actually mate in 3. If you know where it is, let me. No, it's not this move. It's some other move. Oh, you check here. No. Second. You can also take his queen and e1. Yeah, checkmate. Yeah, this is a beautiful checkmate that of course, that didn't happen. We push his pawn here, and we exchanged queens. He was forced to do that, and the game ended here. So what can we learn from this game? So where did the black do? What was the black mistake? So first of all, This was a big mistake that he did. He gave me a pawn. The second one was not keeping the tension. He should have tried to maybe exchange this knight for the bishop and get his rook here and try to push the c4 pawn, because this was a weakness in my position. He also allowed knight to d5, which was very powerful, as you could see. He miscalculated this, and I think this killed him. This move killed him the most. Because in this position I could have actually played a few other moves. Like any move will have been winning. If he played something like this and he takes, I could have taken back and do some shit like this maybe. It's another mistake. Other big one is that he didn't move the queen, because this was, I'm not joking, this was equal. Like, even if the agent says that it's not equal, it's at least in material it's equal. As I'm saying, that it's almost equal. I think that he had way more chances winning like this other than what he did, because he literally missed this whole idea. The engine actually suggests to just move to e7 and accept your fate. Maybe play something like this. This could have been something that he could have played again. And yeah, we can say that that mistake killed him the most. Another thing that you should be aware, we have a saying, just usually it's not the first mistake that kills you, it's the second one. So it's not the first blunder that you make, it's the second one. So I hope that you learned something new in this episode, and thank you for watching. If you found it interesting, please do like and subscribe. If you have any feedback for me, please give it in the comments down below. So have a nice day and play chess and win games.